I've shared with somebody this morning that it used to be a time in the church where it didn't really matter what church you came from. That we all just learned how to worship God.
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
But the church have changed.
Yeah.
It's because we ought to be interested in what's going on over here at New Cornerstone. We ought to be interested in what's going on at Second Baptist.
Yeah.
We ought to be interested in what's going on at Independence.
That's right.
But I'm not talking about differently. I'm talking about spiritually.
That's it. Come on,
And I'll be honest with you, so many preachers are packing their pockets.
All right.
So many members have become steamship. And so many deacons have become tricky.
Come on.
And so many mothers have their own agenda. But church people that are saved ought to be the same. No matter what denomination it is. We as Christians, there ought to be something that we can hold on to. There ought to be something different about us as Christians. That sometimes we don't have to say anything.
That's right, preacher.
Christians, we ought to possess something that the world don't possess.
That's it.
So many times, a lot of us, I'm just hitting a lot of streets, y'all, so if I go down your road, sometimes we talked about it this morning in church, and I'm just being real. Sometimes our biggest problem is in church is we only care about our agenda.
Praise God.
But we don't look at what God's agenda is. There's only one way to do it. And that's the right way. As we look at this Proverbs, this book Proverbs, we see Solomon himself was struggling with a decision.
Yes, he was.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes we as Christians, I'll be honest with you, daily I struggle. Every minute I struggle.
Yes, sir.
Every second I struggle. And we need not start kidding ourselves that we don't ever struggle. Some of us, we smile, Reverend Henry, I'm going to be real. But some of us smile like hell on the outside. And we got some stuff going on in the inside. And I'm talking about from the pulpit to the back door. Sometimes I smile. When sometimes I feel like I'm by myself.
Yes.
I'm just talking about me.
Keep it real, preacher.
I believe when we learn to get a relationship with God, God will have a relationship with us. See, He with us. Don't get me wrong. He with us.
Yes, sir.
But we got to make some steps in order for Him to have a relationship with us. We as Christians, there's three things that I see in this text.
Yes, sir.
Three things, and I'm out of here. I'm like Elizabeth Taylor. Don't take me long. I don't keep no woman long. I'm just talking, y'all. Don't get me wrong. I have a wife. I'm just talking. But the first thing that I see in this text is knowing the value God places upon every individual.
That's good, preacher.
In other words, when I looked at that value, what I saw in that value, guess what? Didn't have to have any money. Didn't have to be rich. Didn't have to have a fancy home.
That's right.
Didn't have to have a fancy car. God has value
Right.
on all of us.
Right.
And that's why we as Christians, we have something that the world don't have.
That's good, preacher.
We ought to not be feeling sad when we don't have certain things.
That's right.
I'm just being honest as a Christian.
As a Christian.
Sometimes people will get depressed because of what they don't have. But every Christian has the best, and the best gift there is to have. And that's Christ. That's number one.
That's good, preacher.
Secondly, what I saw was knowing that you got to reap what you sow. When I looked at that,
Yes, sir.
don't make no difference what you say about me. You got to reap what you sow.
That's right.
And that means it's coming back.
It's coming. Yes, sir, it's coming.
Verse 3 through 11, that's what it talks about. Reaping. I'm just going through, y'all.
All right.
Verse 1 and 2, it talks about the value.
Yeah.
And thirdly, 12 through 16 says, know that you are a certain particular person when it comes to God. In other words, God's trying to tell you, you just not anybody, but you somebody. Because you got something that the world don't have. And that's why I can tell you today that this joy that I have, the world can't give it to me, and the world, it can't take it away from me. This joy. It is something about a Christian. A Christian ought to learn how to praise God in spite of. A Christian ought to learn that everything we need, God's got it. Can I tell y'all the biggest problem today? I've said this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. The biggest problem that we have is we're waiting on God, but God is waiting on us. And my brothers and sisters, and when we know that God, He's waiting on us, we have to position ourselves in order to receive what it is He has for us. How do I do it? First of all, I get lined up with the Word of God. There's some things that I didn't understand how they was going to happen, Reverend Green. There were some places that I went, I didn't think I'd ever be able to go. But because I trusted in God, because God put stock in me, I was able to go places that I've never been before. I thought about this thought. This text says many people are plagued with low self-esteem. They review themselves from the wrong perspective and use the wrong circumstance to judge themselves. Can I tell you what they do? They focus on facts as physical stature or appearance. They worried about those things. They put their thoughts on talents and ability. They worry about those things. They put their thoughts on possessions and occupation. They put them on physical things. They put them on popularity and social standing. They put them on finances and possessions. And they put it on success and accomplishment. My brothers and sisters, can I tell you, when you got Christ, you got more than enough. Every Christian ought to put his values on God. Every Christian, every child of God ought to get to the place where they learn to call on God themselves. How do you know this? Because I tried Him for myself. Sometimes Big Mama put it this way. She says, you have to go to God in secret prayer. You have to go to God and say, Father, I stretch not your hand, but my hand to thee. And I understand, because when I place myself in the path of God, when I learn how to be obedient to God, when I learn how to walk in favor with God, God began to walk in favor with me. I didn't understand, because things didn't change and go the way that I wanted them to go. But as soon as I got in the path of righteousness, God began to work miracles in my life. I began to accomplish some things that somebody said he never would accomplish. I began to go some places somebody said he never would go. I began to do some things that somebody said he never would do. I think about Moses, because Moses had a stuttering problem. But because Moses obeyed what the Lord said, God will use your handicap. I don't know what your handicap is today, but I come to tell you, God wants to use you for his service. Is there anybody here today that's willing to stand up for the Lord? Is there anybody here today that's willing to say, I study to show myself approved? Is there anybody here today that's willing to don't mind being criticized? Is there anybody here today that don't mind praying? Is there anybody here today that don't mind paying your tithe? Is there anybody here today that don't mind singing for God? Because they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. And I'm glad today, because Solomon, he understood that he had to get in position in order for God to use him. And I'm trying to tell somebody today, you got to learn how to position yourself. But the problem is, we're trying to get in somebody else's position. But if we just learn how to position ourselves and say, Father, use me. I go anywhere you want me to go. Use me, God. I say whatever you want me to say. Father, forgive me, because I don't know what I'm doing. But I come today to tell you that not only do we trust God, but we learn to depend on God. And when we learn as Christians how to depend on God, God will take care of us. Because is there anybody here today that felt like giving up? Don't fool me now. Have you felt like giving up? Am I by myself today? There were some times I had to get in my car and I had to drive around. And I said, Lord, I don't know if I'm going or coming. But one thing I do know today is I trust you, God. One thing I do today, I lean not into my own understanding. One thing I know today is I got joy in my heart. Is there anybody here today that got joy? This joy I have, the world didn't give it to me, and the world can't take it from me. And I'm glad today, because I know today he walks with me. I know today that he talks with me, and he tells me that I am his own. How we decided, is there anybody here decided? How we decided to follow Jesus? Can I tell you today, I decided to follow him, because that Friday he went to the cross, and it stayed right there all Friday night, and it stayed right there all Saturday night. But early Sunday morning, He got up with all power in his hand. And I'm so glad. I might have trouble on the job. I might have trouble in the home. I might have trouble in the church. But I'm so glad that this joy I have, the world didn't give it to me, and the world can't take it from me. One thing Solomon understood was Solomon had to have a true relationship with God. Can I just tell y'all?
Take your time, preacher.
Can I just tell y'all?
Yes, sir.
I'm not trying to tear the church up, right?
Turn it up.
I saw your fist ball. I just want to tell you, everybody in this room, when it comes down to it, nobody knows your story but you.
That's right.
People can pat you on the back.
Yes.
They can tell you you'll make it. But nobody knows your story
That's right.
but you.
That's right.
I'm going to show you how bad God is. I remember him the last time I came.
Yes, sir.
I'm real with it because I feel it.
I was just thinking about you. I joined church at your church.
I believe it. Let me share something with you. See, I remember him. All I know is when we leave this place today, something gonna hit you right in the face.
Yes.
But the question I have for you today, who will you call?
That's a good question, preacher. That's a good question.
Can I just be honest
Yes,
with you?
sir.
I say who you gonna call, and I'll tell you why I say that. Somebody didn't come today, but they gonna ask you what happened today.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that to you because sometimes when we leave this place today, you're gonna be faced with some trials.
Yes.
You're gonna be faced with some circumstances.
Yes.
And I asked the question, who you gonna call? I thought about something. Dad, I know you're old school, but I thought about something. You can go on this. You can text on this. You can Google on this. You can find out information on this. This little thing, it do so much. But one thing I'm glad, I don't need this to pray. I'm just being real. I'm still trying to figure this thing out. I'm just saying that I want y'all to understand what I'm saying. Me and my daddy, we talk about it. But I think the world, y'all, we came so to where we so into this stuff.
That's right.
I'm just being real with you. That we have stepped away from the basics. Tying right back into this message. And I think the world, they make it to be designed that we do that.
That's right.
I'm just being real with you. I did some research. They can find you wherever you at if they want to. With this. Your license tag that's in your window. A lot of people don't know it, but it got a chip inside of it. They can find you if they want to. And I'm just saying, y'all, we need to get back to the basics. I shared with somebody the other day. Moochie, don't you laugh. But I shared something with somebody the other day. My mother's gone. But Sister Hamilton is something that I'll never forget. I was able to be in the country, and I was in the number 2 tub. And young people, you don't know what that is. But I was able to experience that. And I remember my mother putting water in that tub, and I was like, what is that for? I didn't even know what it was for. But the crazy thing about it is when I got in there, she didn't let the water out. She made my sister them get in right out. And what I'm trying to say to you is I've learned how to be appreciative to what I have. I think about people that have paved the way. And then we as people of this generation, we can't do without.
That's right.
I remember, I'm just talking, Pastor, that's just the way I do it.
Take your time.
Reverend Green, I remember being in somebody's house and they got a chicken and I didn't know what they had it for. And I remember them holding it and I seen somebody with a rope. I didn't know what was going to happen. And I remember them putting the rope around the chicken neck. And then I was wondering, Reverend Henry, what was that hot water for?
Pick them, dip him in, pick them feathers.
And then all of a sudden, they put it in the hot water and I seen all the
Feathers.
feathers. I was going to say leaves, but I mean feathers. They all just fell off. I remember when we say sandwich bag, they used to get the bread sack and just put the stuff in the bread sack and put it in.
That's right.
Anybody remember that?
Yes.
All I'm saying is, y'all, we have gotten away from the basics.
That's right.
And I'm just saying that some stuff that we think we need,
We don't.
we really don't need.
That's true. That's right.
But we have it because it's convenient. And that's what people do. They come to church because it's convenient. But they ought to come because it's necessary.
Right, right.
But they come because it's convenient. Just remember, if we know the basics, we can make it on the basics.
That's right.
But we can't overlook the basics in order to be with Christ.
That's right. That's right.
It's not in the money, but just having the basics. How we have the basics is when we follow the manual. What is the manual? The manual is what? The Bible. Have y'all ever tried to fix something and then follow the manual?
Don't work.
Take shortcuts.
Don't work.
I got a basketball goal for my son and tried to put it together and I saw a little screw and I left about 40-something screws off. And I said they didn't need them. But after a little while that goal began to fall over. because I left out some screws. And that's how God's word is. When we get our Bible, we can't take some things. We got to take it all what it is. The basics.
That's good, preacher.
It don't take long. But whatever you do, just have the basics.
That's good.
I'm serious. I don't care. I'm telling you. Just have the basics.
Yes, sir.
Some people is miserable because they trying to act like more than what they really
Too
are.
much.
That's right.
Too much.
Sure right.
Just have the basics.
That's right. That's all you need. That's good.
I wouldn't want to be on earth a long time and be broke
I'm telling you.
because I'm trying to make people think I got something.
Praise God.
Then have the basics.
Yeah.
Solomon, the duties of a wise and righteous man.
Wise and righteous.
That's what Solomon had to do. Before we make decisions, pray and ask God.
That's right.
sometimes we make decisions that come back to hurt us
Yeah, that's true.
because we quickly make them.
Yeah.
You know what, y'all? Stop trying to be like everybody else.
That's right.
Be who God intended for you to be. Use the gift that God gave you. Because can I tell y'all something? He did give you a gift. But a lot of us don't sit down long enough to recognize what it is that he gave us. Because we listen to everybody but God. Amen. May God bless you. May he keep your whole company. Amen.